Like, everyone's so busy these days with their work and family lives, and to give people that chance to sort of switch off and slow down and just to be in an environment like this is pretty cool. So,
hello, my name is Pierre. I'm the founder of Heyscape. My wife and I moved from Sydney to Perth, and we drove the whole way. And I then realized that I was starting to feel slightly too uncomfortable about camping. I thought, let's try something like Heyscape. Let's see if we can deliver a better experience for people that want to be out there and enjoy staying on the farm or near a beach and don't have all the gear and want the comfort of their own home. WA has a lot to offer. There are so many fantastic locations that are basically asking for people to come and camp. Heyscape is about experiencing nature with the comfort of home in some exclusive locations that you could not access otherwise.
So we've got about 300 acres here of land. We've got a little bit of natural bush, and we've also got pastures where we have a small herd of cattle that we run. We've got this land here that's like in a really pristine location. We're close to Lucky Bay and town, so we get the best of both worlds.
we get to experience this beautiful environment, to share it with others as would feel great.
Heyscape was started about 4 years ago, and there was just 2 of us back then, and now we have 25 cabins and about 10 people working full-time on Heyscape.
So the easiest part for me is selecting sites to put the cabins, because I literally stand there and think, would I like to stay here? We've got Cape Le Grand, Frenchman's Peak in the background. We've got Mount Merivale. That'll be our signature view out of the big window, which is something we always look for at Heyscape.
We love seeing what's happening with the local areas where we've put our tiny cabins. Our guests staying with us at Heyscape generally don't really spend the day at the cabin. As much as the cabin is nice, there are couples and families that like to go out and explore what's around the cabin. So it's as much about where you're staying and the cabins, enjoying nature around you, than it is about discovering an area of WA. So local shires and businesses have always loved seeing our cabin on their land, because it's a way for them to bring tourism and people to the area. For us to work in WA and be able to operate our cabins in a safe and compliant way requires us to go through a couple of regulations, and obviously the bushfire risk is very important. We take that very seriously and have to work with local shires and landowners to ensure that our guest safety is always at the top of everyone's mind. Our cabins are constructed by a local builder in Perth, and from conception to installation we generally look at about 6 months. That gives us the time to build a cabin that will be exactly the right cabin for the land, and also allows us to go through all the paperwork with local governments and make sure we comply for all their regulations.
So this cabin we have here landed this morning. It came on a truck from Perth yesterday afternoon. We've just brought it into place.
Yep, yeah, right about there is where it was. Hold there now.
Yeah.
A little plastic one, so we'll do them on the blue ones on this side, and one of those sides. That side all gets covered by decking.
Fran has just left. It takes about 20 minutes to take the cabin off the truck and lift it into position. You can see the boys now. They're just putting our decking frame together. This stuff's all prefabricated in Perth to minimise the time on site, minimise the impact and the trades that we have on the property also. So another thing we've evolved to is we use steel and fireproof decking on all our structures, because our cabins are built to a BAL 29 fire rating. And we carry that out to all external fittings and structures. It's just a safety thing that we do. You know, traditionally tiny cabins are all about being wedged in the cabin, rainy days outside. Here in Western Australia, we're lucky enough that we don't get too many of those. So we've really embraced the outdoor setting on our cabins, barbecues, outdoor baths, stargazing, hammocks, and we're a West Australian company, and we know that in WA you use the outside more than you use the inside, right?
Coming up with the actual design of the cabin wasn't easy. We didn't invent tiny cabins, obviously, but all of them were designed for people to live in. which is very different to people staying for a weekend. People are only staying 2 nights to use the cabin as a base in nature, to relax and then explore the area. So the internal design of the cabin had to be refined over the first couple of iterations of our cabins so that we could nail that very functional space that also makes you feel like you're in nature.
Straight away I could tell that the team Heyscape were really passionate about what they do. Even their contractors passionate about what's going on with the project, and luckily it fairly aligns with our passions too, so it's been a good fit for us.
Awesome crew.
We have about half a dozen exciting locations coming up in the next year, and we also hope to one day bring Heyscape outside of WA and see if we can find those unique locations elsewhere in Australia.